and welcome everyone to this Feature Friday live interview. I'm very happy to have another powerful, wonderful, confident warrior woman from our community today as a guest. We have a very interesting topic today, which is if you, or it's about around the question, do you have a business plan for your business? So for this,
For your health.
for your health. Sorry, do you have a business plan for your health? Good point. So if you join us during this live event or during the replay until Sunday and leave a comment, ask any question you need to Caprice, and you can have or be running for a chance to win a 2-month supply of the Juice Plus Omega Blend Vegan. Value $70. So it's worth $70, this price. It's amazing. It's very, 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 very good price. I think this is one of the nicest gifts we've had from any of our guests. So I'm very happy. Very grateful with Caprice for joining us today and sharing about this. Today we are discussing and asking you if you have a business plan for your health. So
because your health is your business. You know, your health is your business. So do you have a business plan for your health? And it really ties directly to your wealth. And so I appreciate you being curious about the topic. And I gave the special prize. That's a little bit more than I typically do for a giveaway. I do a lot of these, but you are piping me in all the way from Ecuador, which I feel really privileged and honored to be on your powerful warrior woman show. So I feel blessed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Caprice. And so now I wanted to ask you, can you please tell us a bit about yourself?
Sure, I can do that. So and first of all, how did we meet? Did we meet through my HeartLink network?
You know, I'm curious also.
Yeah, I think maybe you stumbled upon my women's entrepreneurial networking group and reached out to me, and we're both, we gravitated to each other because we're both passionate about health and wellness, and living healthier ideas, I think, is a great name. We all want to look for, seek healthier ideas for our life, especially simple ones, right? So, I've always been entrepreneurial, even as a girl, always coming up with ideas and ways to do things differently, and was always outgoing. And I actually ended up going to college, graduating, getting married, doing all the stuff, you're supposed to do. And it's been a great life. And I got into the corporate world, and the corporate world was a fantastic experience. I was a business development director for a company that sold high-tech wireless systems to big companies like AT&T Wireless and Verizon and T-Mobile, and it was a really fun time because it was in the uprising of the cellular phone industry. So as you can imagine, that industry was just going straight up, and so I was fortunate to be business developing, project managing, working in marketing and PR. And that was really, marketing is my love. I just naturally love to market, and I love to help other people with ideas. And that's why living healthier ideas really stuck out to me, as, I was attracted to that name because it's a cool marketing spin, which I love. And so I did this job while I was raising, 3 little kids, and it was stressful. And I also wasn't feeding them well. And we had an amazing nanny, Shelly, who I loved, took great care of the kids, but she was taking care of the kids. And she was spending a lot of time at McDonald's, walking to the donut shop. I was traveling sometimes 10 days a month, and my husband was a super busy professional as well. And so, when I was traveling, it was likely that they were eating out, probably better than McDonald's, but it was a time where I was feeling like a bad mom. I had a lot of mom guilt, but that financial carrot of making a really amazing income kept me there, but it was the Sunday blues, not fun. I finally decided I've got to figure out a way to do something else and work work for my children, not for this job that was, I was working them around. So I was fortunate, to be able to finally, stay home. They were under 7, 3 boys. And I just became laser focused on how am I going to make up for this, crappy diet that these kids have had, and just be a better mom from that perspective. And like things often happen when you're, that was my desire. And I attracted someone into my life that introduced me to a way that I could become a health and wellness professional. And that was attractive to me, because I wanted to learn to be able to be, take care of my family in a great way. And nutrition was a key part of that. So this company is called the Juice Plus Company. And I've been with the company for almost 16 years now. It's been amazing. It's an amazing community of like-minded people who are all, striving for better health. It's definitely not, I always say progress, not perfection. Perfection's awesome if you could achieve perfection, but progress, it just takes one step to improve your health. So, so it became a true passion of mine to, not only did I feel blessed that I had a way and now I had knowledge to be a mom, but I also found a way to work my business, make a business of it and work that around my kids instead of the other way around. I was literally hiding in closets, talking to executives and asking my nanny to take them out of the house. That's how bad it got at one point. So fast forward, very healthy kids. They're 23, 19, and 17 now. Love what I've been able to do for people and helping them improve their health and adopt healthier lifestyle habits. And then I found that I had a real passion for coaching people, being a mentor and bringing people together. And so I became a chapter leader of an amazing women's entrepreneurial networking group called the HeartLink Network. This was about 13 years ago. And was founded by a wonderful friend of mine named Dawn Billings, who's an author and a psychologist and she does so many things, a women and family advocate. And I opened up this chapter in Southern California, and I'm proud to say, one of the strongest chapters and longest going chapters in the world. And so all of you who are watching, who are a HeartLink Network member, thank you for helping it be that. And so that's where what brought me here today, is because you and I connected via, you found me through the HeartLink Network.
Thank you so much, Caprice. Yeah, definitely. I think that we got a very big connection on this area that is so important, because without our health, and right now it's even more obvious that our health is the most important gift. And I was very happy the first time that I met you and we connected was through an interview for a guest blog.
Oh yeah.
So
yep.
Yeah, there we had a bit more time to connect, to know what we did. And I've heard you mention and say a lot of times, including today, that it is important to treat your health like a business.
Absolutely.
So why is this?
It's interesting because for 13 years, I've been working with entrepreneurial women. And the HeartLink Network is a place where we actually have a Facebook online community. So if anybody would like to look that up, it's called the HeartLink Network for Women. SoCal stands for Southern California, and virtually. And you're welcome to join that group. It's free. And we are very interactive, supportive. I've got a couple of mottos: friendship first and we complete, not compete. So you're welcome to join that. And we also I run 3 networking meetings that are virtual now. They were always face-to-face, but 3 per month. And so reach out to me if you'd like to participate in that. So I've witnessed personally over the years a lot of people in and out of their businesses, because a lot of the times because of health. And I see one small little bubble of that with women's networking, in my area. But I also saw that in the corporate world. I mean, I saw people who were working, just so much time, effort, energy, running on fumes due to sleep deprivation, stress, poor diet because nobody has time to eat when they're, trying to build their fortune, right? Dehydration, they're not drinking enough, lack of exercise. So people are, focusing on building the success of their businesses while they're neglecting the success of their health. And that is so common in our world. And what I like to say is, don't be the person, the entrepreneur that, does all that, puts everything they have into building the fortune of their business. And then you get to retirement when you're supposed to be riding off into the sunset, but you're ill. And so now you have to invest all that wealth to regain your health. And that's really common. I'm not the first one to say that. That's, I've heard many other people say that, but it's the truth. And I suggest, you get to choose to do what it takes to earn your health success. And so what if, everyone out there watching, what if you actually treated your health like a business and you worked that business in parallel with your wealth business, your job, and you put just as much time, energy, maybe you don't have just as much time, but you don't need as much time to focus on your success of your personal health business, but you put effort, you put money, you make sure that you are investing what's required to maintain, health, vitality, so that you can actually function better in building your wealth fortune. That's a whole, directly correlated thing as well. It's not only about, getting to your whatever you deem as your fortune that you've succeeded in your business, getting to that point and having your health to enjoy your retirement. But it's also about how successful your actual business will be, because when you feel better, when you're nutritionally fit, when you have more energy, when you aren't feeling like you have to drag yourself out of bed, when you're getting more sleep, you're more productive on the job, right? So that's what I mean by treat your health like a business. Oh, you're frozen. You there? Oh, she went away. You there, Christina?
Now I had
Okay, good. Now you just
a
came back.
connection. Yeah. Thank you. And I love what you said, because while we are focusing on the outside, focusing on our health and an overall holistic health, so important, because when we are healthy and we have the energy and we have the focus, we actually can perform better at work. So it's a win-win. And as you said, if we don't invest now in our health, and it's more about prevention, in the long run, we're gonna be spending a lot more in our health, but it's not gonna be prevention necessarily. We're gonna actually be spending more on diseases and things like that. So I love the analogy that you're saying and the idea that you present of treating your health like a business. So,
very important.
What are some of the benefits you see, or you can tell people, share here now, of treating your health like a business?
Sure. So, most people know what to do. We hear all the time. I mean, there's a zillion programs out there for achieving better health. I offer a program for adopting healthy lifestyle habits. I can coach anyone who's interested. Feel free to reach out to me, and I'd be happy to share with you how I can help you improve your health. The way that this impacts your business. How about, can I correlate it to when you are healthier, how does that impact your actual business and you're building the success of your wealth business. So when you are healthier and you're getting proper nutrition and you're getting hydrated and you're more physically fit, you're going to feel mentally better, physically and mentally better. So if you're feeling physically better, then you're going to be, getting more sleep, and that's going to increase your on-the-job productivity. If you're feeling mentally better, you're going to have greater mental clarity so that you're making better decisions on the job, right? You're going to have more energy to not only get yourself out of bed in the morning, but to complete your job tasks. I mean, how many times I know I've had times where maybe, it was the first week of summer or Labor Day, and there was some excess, and then it's like, oh my gosh, I do not feel like getting out of bed. And there's people that feel like that daily, going to work, trying to get to work. So you're going to have less absenteeism. So think about, if you're somebody that actually has employees, if you focus on, and I'd be happy to help you with this, if you focus on a program, and it could be super simple. This is not hard stuff. It's not rocket science. And like I said, there's a zillion programs, and all good ones are touching on the same exact concepts for improving your health. So if you have employees, imagine if you had a simple program to encourage them to improve their health or treat that as their sub business, then you're going to have less absenteeism. You're going to have more productive employees. You're going to everyone's going to communicate more clearly. If you have more mental clarity and you had a good night's sleep and you feel better, you're going to communicate more clearly, and you're going to get the job done in a more efficient, effective way. Yeah.
Yeah, Caprice. And I think one of the main issues or challenges has to do with a lot of that stress that is affecting sleep, affecting food, but having someone and a plan or a program and knowing what to do so that your system is not affected as much by this stress, and how to eat healthy so that you don't keep affecting your system, your immune system, your sleep. Everything is connected. Mm-hmm. So that's very, very useful. And I see how many business owners and entrepreneurs also can benefit from this. Mm-hmm. We are so focused on the doing, that we forget. I've seen lots of people share me, I forgot to eat. Other people just are so tired that they just eat whatever comes, and they don't really get proper nutrition. Mm-hmm. And that's gonna affect in the long run their health, but also in the short term, as you said, it's affecting your energy, because mm-hmm. when we are not everything is so connected that if we don't eat the right food, for me, if I don't eat the right food, it affects my sleep. If it affects my sleep, totally. The next day I'm in a bad mood. I know myself already. So it's like everything is so connected that why would you risk on not eating, not having enough sleep, everything being connected, and then just having the next day a day where you have all these things that you want to do, and you may be doing them, but you're not gonna be doing them with the energy and focus on an intention. When we're talking about coaching and spirituality, like the work that I do, it's not gonna be very intentional or focused. It's just gonna be okay, done. Mm-hmm. But there's this lack of energy, of purpose, and that also is affected by poor food choices. So so how can it improve your respect for others? And there's for you doing this, treating your health like a business.
This is I thought that this was an interesting concept, because really, like, eating a better diet and drinking more water is going to improve people's respect for me. Like that's a little weird, but it's true, because when your personal wellness business is unsuccessful, you're going to experience the opposite of all the positive things I mentioned before. The greater productivity, the greater mental clarity, the grit energy, the vitality, and all those things. It's going to be the complete opposite. And so when you don't feel your best, like you were just saying, human interactions can suffer, causing your clients, when have anybody out there, you've had to go talk with a client and maybe you hadn't eaten well that day, and you just, there's a term called hangry, you're hungry and angry, right? And so you just grab whatever is available, which typically isn't great. Maybe it's the donuts or candy, one of your fellow employees generously brought in for the team, and you're feeling hangry, and your interaction with people, interpersonal skills are going to suffer because you just don't feel your best. You can't possibly be your best. And then what happens is people, that you may actually lose that business depending on how hangry you are, right? And how many days in a row you've been hangry. A lot of people live their life like this. And the truth is, I would venture to say that most people, because of knowing how reliant we are, especially in America, on medications and things to keep us functioning, I would venture to guess, I don't know the exact percentage, that most people in America, because of the SAD diet, standard American diet, that they don't really know what it's like to feel like they don't really know what a healthy body it feels like. People just don't know. And now we have a nation where kids are sick, people are starting their lives sick. So it's really, really important. I actually am a certified health coach that specializes in pregnancy. And so it really starts in the womb. It really starts in the womb. So, I also would, and if anybody knows anybody who's pregnant or is pregnant, it's all the same concepts, but it's even more important when you're pregnant, because you're you're growing that baby, and that you can actually have an impact on whether how healthy that child is, even into adulthood, based on how you're taking care of your body during pregnancy. So, yeah.
I was gonna get a bit out of topic, but maybe and this came to my head right now. Lots of people think, and just yesterday we're talking about someone, and I was letting them know she did some smoothie. I did a smoothie challenge. I know that's what you focus a lot on, and it helped her a lot to start on her lifestyle. She says, I don't like eating salads, and this was the best way to do it. And then her partner was saying, yeah, I don't like eating salads. I don't eat anything healthy. I wouldn't even eat smoothies, but I exercise. And then we started talking about, yeah, exercise is really important, but, and you can correct me, diet has a bigger impact on our overall health. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't exercise, but our diet has an even bigger impact in our overall health. And of course, if we can exercise and have a healthy diet, that's the perfect combo. So that was very interesting. And the other thing, this is what I really resonated with what you said, is that he was saying, everyone in my family has this disease. I don't remember exactly which one. I'm saying, okay, there's now research, it's neuroscience, right? This is that, yeah, there's this percentage of disease that comes through your genes, and all the rest is based on your lifestyle and your environment. So you can actually revert and change you are not destined to have the same disease.
Right.
And a lot of that has to do with lifestyle. I do also a bit of that with releasing trauma at a cellular level when it comes to emotions. But yeah, it resonated with what you said, because it's not that you are doomed and people think, oh, why should I care? Everyone has diabetes in my family, and they just use insulin. But as you said, you can start when they're small and already prevent them from having that level of diabetes or even having it. So
yeah,
I just wanted
I
to
like
add
to say that's absolutely true. And there's a lot of great programs that are, I believe in the nutritional cleansing programs. So the programs where it's primarily plant-based, and there's some great tools. Like my company offers an amazing shake That's a superfood shake, all plant-based protein. And so that's one of the elements of our healthy lifestyle jumpstart program called the Shred 10. It's 10 days of shredding bad habits, but it's all about flooding the body with plant-based nutrition. And the shakes are helpful because it's difficult for us to get as many types of produce that we really need to be healthy every single day. And that's really the gift so that's why we need so many more fruits and vegetables nowadays than we did in grandma's day, because we're not grown. Most people aren't growing themselves. Although I do offer a way for people to grow their own produce too. I actually help people start aeroponic gardens, and it's also through the Juice Plus company. So we have a simple line of 8 products. All of them are plants, and we just have simple solutions for people to get more plants in their diet. But going back to what you said about it's called epigenetics. And so epigenetics is what, you've got genes that you might be predisposed to cancer. But it's like a light switch. You can keep that light switch off, or you can do things and put things in your body and on your body that turn the light switch on. And so we do have control. The numbers I've heard are we have up to 70% of our health and wellness is in our control. There are going to be some people that, did everything right. And for whatever reason, they still, got ill and from a disease. But for the most part, we have control. So I like to suggest, there's lots of things we don't have control over. Our environmental things. I mean, we have to breathe the air. We are going to have stress. Stress is a killer. So it's, if you combat anything, combat stress with a healthy lifestyle, because stress, people don't realize how damaging it is. But there's some things we just can't control. Breathing, mindful breathing is great for stress. And there's something, it's a whole other topic, but there's something called a vagus nerve that we also need to take care of. And our gut health is so important. It's our second brain. But before we move on back to topic, you mentioned our DNA. And what's interesting, I just did a talk recently about gut health and how it impacts weight loss. And I've done a series of gut health things like this. And one thing I learned, a lot of stuff I just learned from reading. I do a lot of research. I'm just a constant sponge for information. But I was actually surprised by this as well, that in our gut, we have like trillions of microbiota, like little, microbes. And they actually represent more of the DNA than our own bodies do. Like it's something like all the DNA in our bodies, like ours is 1%, because there's so much. The rest of it's the DNA of the microbiota in your gut, which is why it's so important to feed them right. So so they're operating on your behalf, so that their DNA is, programmed to make you function better and not make you ill, because a lot of autoimmune diseases stem from gut health issues. And so anyway, we went way off topic, but I'm passionate about that. What you brought up.
Talk about. Yeah, I know, it's very nice. It's a very very interesting topic. So going back to the topic, I wanted to ask you, how does your health impact your wealth?
So it's kind of along the same lines of what I already was saying, but when you're working with greater vitality, experiencing the benefits of treating your health like a business, you're naturally going to be more productive and effective. I mean, you're going to be happier. I mean, when you feel good, you're happier. When you don't feel good and you feel like crap, excuse my French, you're not as happy. I mean, there's been a couple occasions just in the last week where I met with someone and they said it was a sluggish, it was a tough morning, and God bless them. I'm sure there were lots of factors to that, but they're not feeling well for whatever reason. And so they're not going to be as productive and effective at work. So regardless of what else you're going through, being healthier takes one negative thing off your plate. If you're healthier, you're going to be able to deal with anything that's thrown at you in life better, whether it's personal or business. So you're happier. What else happens? Your relationships improve because you're happier both at home and at work. You know, you're going to work better under the pressures of being an entrepreneur. I mean, it's not easy to be an entrepreneur, right? I mean, I know you've probably seen that chart where, you know, an entrepreneur's success, you know, or timeline is not as straight up. It's like a squiggly line all over the place. You know, it can be uncertain one day and, you know, confident and going awesome the next day. And sometimes people quit because they can't stay through that up and down cycle until they get to where they need to be. But, you know, you're going to be better under the pressure of what it takes to succeed as an entrepreneur. And, you know, when you've earned your fortune, you're going to have earned your health. And so, you know, I personally want to feel better so I can function better and deliver more and show up, you know, for things like this, feeling great.
Yeah, and having energy to enjoy, as you said, to do your job and also to enjoy time with your family. Because if you're busy getting money to provide to your family, which I hear lots of people say, if you are healthy, you're happy, and you can actually enjoy and do activities with them, because you're providing and giving them material things and things they want, but you're not actually able to enjoy and do things with them.
Right.
And that means in the long run, because of your health, I don't think that's really what you want, or anyone wants. So now the other question I wanted to ask you is, what is the number one way of improving your health? What advice can you give people watch, the women watch?
Yeah, anybody. I mean, I specialize in women because that's my passion. My passion through the HeartLink Network community is really just giving women a platform to elevate themselves and just to be more visible and add more value. Because when you're more visible and you add more value, then you gain more respect and people know, like, and trust you. And so that's my goal, is to give more entrepreneurs that ability to get out of their comfort zones, to, you know, be a part of an amazing community, establish relationships, and then have opportunities to be visible and be valuable. So so what I said before about this isn't rocket science, right? We all know, like what are the top 5 ways to be healthy, Christina?
Okay, so top 5 ways to be healthy.
I know I'm putting you on the spot here. Sorry. That wasn't
yeah,
in the
like,
script.
okay. So for me, it's about mindset a lot. So creating spaces for mindfulness. I'm a holistic life coach and healer. So for me, it's very much about mindfulness and taking care of our emotions and releasing things from the past so that we can feel at peace. Of course, our diet, nutrition, very important. We're talking about overall health, to take care of our bodies. So that means what comes in, and also motion, so that we can be flexible and enjoy life and keep our hearts healthy and more. 5, stress management, as you said, because stress affects everything: our circulation, our mindset, our energy, our ability to cope with challenging situations, our sleep, everything, our choices, our food choices, everything is affected by stress. And the 5th one,
You kind of you had some general categories there. So those were fantastic. And yeah, and thankfully we have mindfulness practices now, because, you know, that's, you know, mental health has become such a huge issue, and a lot of that is really stems from stress, you know, so those are tied directly. But, you know, thank you for what you do for people, because then what people are under, under the pressures that we're under today, especially 2020, we, all those things I'm sure you deal with all the time that get conjured up from childhood, or things that just have kept us stuck in our subconscious. And it just, some of those things come out, under stress, stressful situations, and then you help people with that. And I really think that children need to get mindfulness training and breathing, and when they're in school. I always think it's funny how, I'm going to be 52 next week, and it seems like at the age of 40, I've observed that women, and men probably do too, but women tend to start to seek self-help, you know, and we're seeking, yeah, women, and maybe men too. I mean, I deal with more women, but I assume women are more open too. And we're trying to, it's relationship, it's communication, it's mindfulness, it's even weight loss, which is really a mindset thing too. We wait all those years to start doing that, and it'd be so great if we could just avoid all the challenges that we tend to have because we don't know how to manage all that stuff. If we could just learn it when we're in school, it would make things so much easier. But so your question was, what's the number one way of improving your health? So long road to this, but the number one way is really follow up, because we all know, like you listed, all the primary ways to be healthier. Everyone knows that they need to exercise more, they need to eat more fruits and vegetables, they need to drink a lot more water. I mean, there's a lot of people walking around with minor illnesses because they're dehydrated, and so get half your body weight in ounces every single day, at least, and more if you exercise. So, you will notice things like headaches get better, your skin will get better. It's very interesting. Not all, I mean, skin health issues can come from other things too internally. So, but nutrition and everything overall will usually improve things. But in general, we all know what needs to happen: less stress, more sleep. And so the key is follow up, because isn't that where we're lacking as human beings? We know what to do, we're just not following up. And so most of us have, the basics for better health. We know, we have that knowledge, we have access to tools and resources. They are everywhere. Now it's, I offer a lot of free resources. And if anybody would like to join my Live Healthy, Be Happy Facebook community that has all kinds of healthy inspiration, tips, ideas, encouragement, a supportive community that'll cheer you on, it's totally free. I have other programs that then you would opt into, the nutritional, plant-based solutions that will help take your health to the next level because of all that plant-based nutrition you just can't possibly eat. But there's programs everywhere. There's free stuff on the internet. So we all have access to that. People just aren't taking action, right? Again, going back to, because we're so busy trying to build our fortunes with our other business, right? So focus on your health being as important as your other business, that you want it to be successful and you're willing to invest in it. And that might just be noting your calendar, putting in your Google calendar, maybe some alarms, that notifications that remind you to drink more water, or remind you every day, make sure I'm eating, a vegetable every day for every meal or for each meal. Because some people don't even do that. So just like your wealth business, your health fortune is in the follow-up. Because we always hear, the fortune's in the follow-up, the fortune's in the follow-up. That's a business slogan we've heard, throughout our careers. But you know what? Your health fortunes in the follow-up too. So, put your knowledge to work and start by taking just a single step. You can, I like to coach people, and all this, we do this in our Shred 10 program too, in a community, but I like to coach people to avoid overwhelm by incorporating one new healthy habit a month. So my number one suggestion is, because it's the easiest way to follow up in your first month, is to add the plant-based nutrition from the Juice Plus company. And that's the company I've represented for 15 years. It's an amazing solution, super simple. And I recommend it for anybody, you know, man, woman, child, elder. It's incredible to get 30, 45, 60, depending on what products you're using. It's all nutrition labels, not supplement labels, because it's concentrated food. The omegas are vegan. It's hard to find a really great vegan omega, and it's complete. So it's 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9 are all the omegas, and it's all from plants. So we skip the fish, because some of you may not know that omegas really fish isn't a source. They're the secondary source. They're eating the algae that has the omegas in it. So we just go straight to the algae. And so all of these things are so simple. Your health, you will receive health benefits doing this in your first month. You know, then maybe the second month you decide that you're going to make sure that you get half your body weight in ounces of water every day. And that's your focus, one thing. You know, one thing, you know, and so then by the end of the second month, you're in the habit, you're drinking more water, your body is fueled with a ton of plant-based nutrition. Then maybe the third month you decide to cut coffee. You know, I've had people in my Shred 10 program cut coffee in 10 days, and they were addicted to coffee, because once you get over that little, you know, withdrawal hump, and you're getting the fuel of nutrients from plants rather than from caffeine, then your body starts to go, I like this a little better. I don't really need that anymore. So
yeah, you don't get that sluggish feeling after the coffee.
Right. It's more sustainable. Right. And that's a good point that you bring up, because remember I mentioned being hangry before, hungry and angry. That happens because it's a blood sugar issue. So when we're grabbing something quick, you know, chips, crackers, you know, whatever, because maybe there's lots of bars out there that aren't, you know, probably have a lot of sugar, and then people think it's a granola bar, but you're grabbing something quick, and your blood sugar spikes, and then it doesn't sustain you for very long. So what happens? Your blood sugar drops. So you're basically going up and down like a roller coaster, and what you want to be is steady in the middle. And so every time you grab something where the sugar rushes into your bloodstream and you have a spike, and then it doesn't sustain you long, and then you drop way down, you're hangry again, and you're working on your fortune. So you just grab something else that does the same thing. And that cycle goes over and over. If you, like, for instance, our shake is fantastic for stabilizing blood sugar. If you're choosing right foods, you're going to stay in the center, which is what I call the zone of willpower. So if you're staying in the zone of willpower and you're not spiking your blood, you know, up and down, you know, spiking, dropping, then you're going to be better sustained. You're going to feel better. You're going to be more nourished, and you're not going to have those blood sugar spikes and drops. So anyway, so that might.
Additional anxiety.
What? What'd you say?
That when you are eating healthy foods, you don't have this tendency, or like coffee and this, additional sugar.
Right.
Also, you don't have these cravings because you are sluggish.
True.
And you need to get additional energy.
Absolutely. Zone of willpower. So if you do one thing.
There's a question for you.
Mm-hmm. You're freezing up.
Because we're about to wrap up, and there's a question.
Yeah.
There? Okay. So the question is, what do you think about intermittent fasting?
You know, I've heard great things about it. I have to be honest, that's not anything I've studied. So, but people tell me that they like it. You know, for me, I believe that if you choose the right foods, that's not necessary. You know, that you want to have, you know, I suggest, 6, small meals a day. Don't overeat. If you're full, don't eat more, but if you're choosing more plant-based, And I'm not a vegetarian, I eat meat, lean meat. So, have a lean meat at dinner, you need your protein. Protein's really, really important, which when you mentioned the shakes, some people like having the shakes. If you've got a great source of protein in your shakes, and it's a great way to add more protein into your diet, because we need the healthy macronutrients in our bodies. But yeah, I'm not. I've heard people say that it works for them, but that's an area that I choose to just teach people to eat healthy choices and eat right and listen to their body cues.
Nice. Well, I could say that intermittent fasting does work from the little I've done it and done research. If people are interested, because the 16-8, because you do give these 16 hours of your, at least twice a week, to process, to digest a bit. We are, especially we want to have a healthy diet, we are giving too much food and our body doesn't have time to process. So that's, I think, the main benefit.
Yeah, and in our Juice Plus program, the Shred 10, we do recommend for the 10 days that you're shredding that you stop eating at 6 p.m. because of what you're saying. Because when we're sleeping and when we're giving our body the time only to focus on detoxing, and not digesting, that's really important. It's when our cells regenerate, during our sleep, and we don't want it expending any other energy other than doing that.
You know what? I used to eat like that for a long time, and I was eating at by 6 I was done, 7 max. That was a light dinner, and I kept my weight for a long time. But then I went to live to Norway, and in Norway the dinner is the biggest meal. It's a very small lunch that is an open sandwich, half an hour, and then we were having a big meal at night. It completely messed up all my whole everything. I couldn't go to sleep with so much food in my stomach, but that was the big meal for me. So yeah, I can personally say that it does support not eating so much at night, and everyone is different. So
it's interesting how some cultures eat really late. Like in Italy, don't they eat at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night?
Spain. Yeah. It's like, what?
How do they do it?
Yeah. I don't know. Well, yeah, different genetics.
Respect to those cultures for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Wonder how.
So I love what you said, Caprice. Yeah, and I love what you said. Everything I do also with my coaching clients, some touch the nutrition part, but it's more about emotions behind that, or the emotional part that I help them deal with when it comes to eating healthy. It's also, I very much encourage them, as you said, and as you do with your clients, with your the juice and the smoothies that you have in your programs. I also encourage them to do gradual changes in everything, because that's the easiest way. Reduce this thing gradually and then increase this other thing. It's about habits. It's about consistency. I think that's what really,
absolutely,
in business, in life,
in anything, it seems like consistency is the key life word.
Yes. So now I want to ask you if you have anything else you want to share. How can people contact you? How can people connect with you? Yeah.
Sure. Well, I, first of all, can't wait to find out who's going to win the 2-month supply of our vegan omegas, all plant-based, no fish. So that's going to be exciting. So if you are watching this either live or on the replay, I always like to ask, comment pound #replay if you're watching this later. But how long are we going to give them to watch this and comment before we do the drawing for the omegas, Christina?
Yes. Leave any comment, any questions you have for Caprice, any meaningful comment about this interview until Sunday afternoon, say Sunday night.
Okay, and then we'll do the drawing. You want to do the drawing on Monday then? We can come back in here and do the drawing on Monday. So yeah, if I'd love to know what you enjoyed about this. Was there something that you didn't know that you learned about? Do you have anything to add to something that we talked about? Any of those comments will enter you into the drawing for the 2-month supply of the vegan Juice Plus Omegas. And so I've got two communities that you're welcome to join. And one is Live Healthy, Be Happy on Facebook. And it's so supportive with all kinds of health and wellness tips, recipes, encouragement, a community of cheerleaders that'll cheerlead you as you're trying to incorporate more healthy habits. If you can't find that, feel free to message me on Facebook at Caprice Crebar, Crebar. And I can also be reached on email for Healthy Connections, and that's spelled FOR, healthyconnections@gmail.com, if you're interested in any personal coaching support. And if you'd like to look at the concentrated whole food products that I offer through the Juice Plus company, amazing company. I've been representing the product line for 15 years, almost 16, and it's been incredible. Please check out eatgreen.juiceplus.com. And if you wouldn't mind, Christina, putting this in the title of our event today, that'd be great. And then we also have the aeroponic garden. So if you're in an area, we sell them in the United States, Canada, Australia, and we're offering them soon in other places, then please check out eatgreen.towergarden.com. I can also be found on Instagram under Eat Green Caprice. And then if you're an entrepreneurial woman and you would like to join the HeartLink Network community on Facebook or in our virtual networking meetings, just find, we'll put the link above, but it's the HeartLink Network for Women, SoCal and virtually. So I'm in Southern California, so that's what SoCal stands for. But thank you so much, Christina, for having me. It was an amazing time with you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Caprice. Remember, leave any question for Caprice. I'm gonna put the contact information, Caprice's contact information. I'm gonna tag Caprice so she can answer any questions directly afterwards in the chat. But you'll also get her contact information. Remember, leave any meaningful comments, questions, to be able to be included in the draw of this amazing gift. Can you repeat it, please? It's 2 months off.
Okay, so you're going to receive a $70 value of our Juice Plus vegan omegas that are a full spectrum omega. So it includes all from plants, the 3, 5, 6, 7, 9 omegas that our bodies need.
So this will be perfect for someone who is excellent, who is thinking about shedding some weight or just improving their energy or their
if you're hearing from people, if anybody's expressing, if they're complaining about being tired, low energy, if they're complaining about their kids not eating enough fruits and vegetables, and we have a great offer right now through the end of September. If you as an adult buy your Juice Plus fruit, vegetable, berries, it's the main thing that people typically get are the fruit, vegetable, berry, and omega, which is almost 40 different fruits and vegetables in your body every day. And so you'll get a free supply for kids 4 and above, all the way to undergrad college student for 4 years, as long as you're buying it. And through the end of September, a free 15 serving bag of our protein superfood shake. So it's such an amazing value. It's a really generous company.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, for watching. I'm very thankful for having Caprice here. We've had a lot of information, so we hope really that you had some good information, some value out of this interview. And thank you again, Caprice, for being here. We'll see you next Friday to everyone.
Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye. We'll see you soon.